Welcome to another one of my trip reports. Today I will be flying with Qantas Link on board a DHC-8 down to the island state of Tasmania. Today's trip report begins in Melbourne, Victoria at the YTI Garden Hotel. Being the second largest city in Australia, Melbourne has a huge range of hotels with many different price points. I chose this hotel last minute as it was fairly reasonable price-wise. Once I checked out at stupid AM, I proceeded to Southern Cross Station to catch the 6 AM Skybus service to Tullamarine, which is the easiest and fastest way other than Uber to get to the airport. The walk to Southern Cross Station took me around 10 minutes, which would have taken longer had there have been traffic. When booking your Skybus ticket, I personally recommend taking a screenshot of your ticket or printing it to ensure you don't lose the ticket. Around 25 minutes after leaving Southern Cross Station, we arrived at Melbourne Tullamarine International Airport. The Skybus has 2 stops at the airport. The first stop is where all non-Qantas and QantasLink passengers are to disembark, as the first stop serves Terminals 2 to 4. The second stop is just outside Terminal 1, which is where Qantas and QantasLink operate. The departures hall is located upstairs on the first floor and has a fairly large check-in area with many kiosks, bag drops and service desks. As I like having the good quality boarding passes, I headed to the service desks for check-in. Unfortunately, I wasn't offered to choose what seat I would like, as the check-in agent was trying to get all passengers checked in as quickly as possible. I was placed in 6 Alpha, which I accepted despite not being what I wanted. But hey, at least it's a window seat. Once my bag was sent on its way, I proceeded through security, which is located at the centre of the building and is pretty easy to find. The security officers were pleasant this morning. Despite having their hands full, they wished all passengers a safe onward journey. After passing through security, I proceeded down to the gates and found a quiet spot to watch the latest episode of The Mandalorian and to watch an Airbus A330 bound for Perth depart. Around an hour later, I headed down to my gate in preparation for boarding. Whilst on my way, I got my first glimpse of the aircraft that'll be taking me to Burnie, which is a de Havilland Canada -8 Q300, registered Victor Hotel Tango Quebec Hotel. It was delivered brand new to Qantas Link in August 2003, making this aircraft nearly 20 years old. More often than not, Qantas Link flights operate from gates 25 to 30. These gates are the furthest from the security checkpoint, so make sure you give yourself plenty of time to get to your gate. Boarding today was on time and commenced at gate 28. I don't care how many times I do it. Walking across the apron never gets old. Qantas Link -8 Q300s are in an all-economy class configuration with 50 seats in a 2-2 layout. The seat has 32 inches of pitch and 17 inches of width. There is a tray table that folds down only. And in the seat pocket you'll find a safety card and magazine. Above are individual reading lights, air vents and flight attendant call button. Just prior to pushback, the landing gear doors were closed and locked in preparation for the flight. We pushed back from gate 28 2 minutes late, and the engines fired up and we were off. Taxied to runway 27 via Quebec. Now please enjoy this unedited takeoff footage. After takeoff, we turned left, flying south towards Tassie. Flight time today is 57 minutes, covering a distance of 267 miles or 430 kilometers, cruising at 17,000 feet. Once underway, we flew west of Melbourne, but unfortunately due to the time of the day, the skyline down below was a little hazy. Soon, the lone crew member began the in-flight service. This morning we were offered a blueberry and lemon muffin with a choice of tea, coffee, or water. I chose a coffee this morning, as I was in desperate need of a caffeine hit. Personally, I recommend 2 sugars with the airplane coffee, as it makes the coffee fairly good. The muffin itself was moist and very tasty, tasting of sweet blueberry and a zesty kick from the lemon. For once, I decided to look through the in-flight magazine, and I spent nearly the entire cruise filling out a Sudoku puzzle, which was actually really fun and made my brain think hard. Whilst eating breakfast, we passed over the southern tip of Melbourne, and the crew offered all passengers a Lindt chocolate ball, which was a nice touch. As we continued south, we flew by French Island, which is the last point of land I saw before crossing over Bass Strait, which is the stretch of water between Australia and Tasmania. On board QANTASLINK'S -8 300s is only one bathroom, located just behind the cockpit on the right-hand side, with everything you'd expect inside. However, there is not a baby changing station. Soon we commenced our descent into Burnie. One thing I learnt whilst flying into the airport is that we aren't actually landing in the town of Burnie, but rather the town of Wynyard, which is 16 kilometres to the northwest of Burnie. Now please enjoy this unedited landing footage. After landing, we taxied back to the terminal via Alpha. We pulled into gate 1 6 minutes ahead of schedule. Stepping off this aircraft and onto Tassie ground for the first time in nearly 10 years brought back the memories of the last time I was here. Whilst I've never stepped foot on this specific airport before today, I couldn't help but be nostalgic for a trip that I took 10 years ago with my family. One final point about flying to Tasmania is that there are quarantine restrictions on food that is permitted to enter, such as honey, fruits and fish. All passengers were greeted by biosecurity officers upon entering the terminal building. Thank you so much for watching this trip report. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment and subscribe. And make sure to push that notification bell if you enjoy my content. And I hope to see you again in the next one. See you later!